Alright, so I have a problem. I don't know what to do now. What have I got here?
This is the sword of the fishing.
So we spoke to the door, which means that perhaps maybe the gateway to the first gem is open. And if that's the case, then what I should do is go back to the coast. Because that's what I missed first time. I searched the map, found nothing, but that was because I did not cross the bridge and interact with the door. Apart from all these locked doors, the only thing that's jumping out at me is that pumpkin. I don't know what we have to do to grab that. Also, I should say right now, I don't know if this game has dead ends. Like the first game has a few places where if you don't have the right items, you can get stuck. I don't know when this game is going to be the same or not. Right. How far south do we need to go? I assume it's this room here. It is indeed.
A mermaid basks on a nearby rock. Her long flowing hair extends over most of her upper body. The green scales on her lower body sparkle as she basks in the sun.
So, from the EGA version, I need 2 items here. The first is the flower. The second is Neptune's trident.
Don't get too close. You may frighten her. As you walk towards the mermaid, she tenses suddenly. Clearly, while she finds you to be a somewhat interesting and perhaps amusing creature, she still does not trust you in the slightest.
We have the flower, but I don't know if we're going to need the trident or not. There she goes.
Oh no, you have startled the mermaid.
Dead end. I'll load either way. Alright, let's try the flower.
You offer the yellow flower to the mermaid, but she shakes her head. Apparently, she either doesn't like flowers, yellow is not her color, or she already has a bow. Never mind, you prefer women with legs.
So judgmental, jeez. What about the comb?
You hold out the shell comb in your hand. Clear recognition shines from the mermaid's delicate features. She hesitates a moment, then cautiously extends her arm, hands open expectantly.
Did we get points?
You gently place the shell comb in her palm.
We do.
The mermaid examines it and smiles. She removes an opal necklace from around her neck and hands it to you. After a moment of admiring her once lost possession, she looks at you with anticipation. You attempt to charade the act of going underwater to the mermaid. She regards you with a look of puzzlement. Just when the whole demonstration becomes too embarrassing to continue, she suddenly dives into the sea and swims right up to you.
This is moving way too fast.
After giving you a rather intense kiss, the mermaid dives under the water again. You wonder where she has disappeared to. Then suddenly, you feel a pulling at your legs.
Nah, we'll survive that.
The mermaid holds on to you, keeping you from resurfacing. You struggle instinctively while trying to hold your breath, but she will not let go. You know you are going to black out soon. Wait a minute, you're still breathing. How can this be? Could it have been the mermaid's kiss? Speaking of which, where has she gone to this time?
If you're going to talk to Daddy, then I've got a... it's a seahorse.
The seahorse is waiting for you to mount its saddle. You are under the sea. Amazingly, you're still able to breathe. A seahorse bobs in the current, awaiting you to mount his saddle.
If this is going to take us to King Neptune, I do not have his tridents.
Talking underwater isn't a good idea.
You never know until you've tried it.
Well, this is a new experience. The seahorse willingly allows you to climb upon its back. You slide into the little saddle and take up the reins in your hands. You just hope this creature knows where it is taking you. After a time of traveling through ever-deepening water, you arrive at a massive stone archway. Passing through it, you notice it is covered with many different intricate symbols, none of which you recognize. Mer writing, perhaps? As you emerge on the other side of the arch, a grand sight greets your eyes.
Neptune.
You have entered an aquatic throne room. As one would expect, such a place has a throne of sorts, but what you see seated in it takes your breath away, if that still applies. It is unmistakably the ruler of the Mer people, the king of this watery world, known by many names. Neptune is the one by which he is best known to your kind.
That icon. It's not a walk icon anymore, it is a ride icon.
You have come to a place of great magnificence. Ornate columns adorn the entire area. The majesty of this room serves to emphasize the importance of the ruler who occupies it. A regal carpet runs up to the king's throne.
That carpet must be so glossy.
Neptune's royal guards remind you of your own castle guards, except these are naked from the waist up and have fishtails. You expect that you would get about the same length of conversation out of them, perhaps less. The king's throne is truly remarkable. Even in the murky depths of this underwater kingdom, its golden sheen is dazzling. You have come to the gates to this underwater kingdom are seldom open to strangers. You are obviously trusted here. King Neptune is tall and imposing and has a long gray beard. A crown fashioned of an unknown metal adorns his head. You would do best not to touch anything out of respect to the king who reigns here. It's not a good idea to interfere with a guard on duty. King Neptune does not appear to be the sort who enjoys being prodded by relative strangers.
We were just told that talking was a bad idea.
Like the guards of Castle Daventry, they're the strong and silent type.
I assume that means we can't talk to Neptune.
You bow before the king. He returns the gesture with a lowering of his own head. You open your mouth to speak, but only a bubble emerges. It begins floating up to the surface. You watch as your air bubble divides in two. Incredibly, each half maintains its semi-spherical shape. You take the half bubbles in your hands and position them respectively near your mouth and ear. A deep, elegant voice instantly booms from them.
You are welcome here, human.
Thank you. I am King Graham of Daventry.
That sound
Your
effect.
courtesy depicts your stature. What is it you seek here?
You explain that you are seeking the 3 gems of nature, and that you believe one of them to be somewhere in this realm. You demonstrate the approximate size and shape of the gem, then mention the Door of Destiny and what you hope to find on the other side.
I do have that which you are seeking, and know of the Door of Destiny. It is very old. Its origin is known to but a few. What I possess was known to the ancients as the Birth Gem. In the realm of the Mer people, it is called the Water Gem, for without water, life cannot begin.
Might I have this gem, Your Majesty?
I shall let you have the gem, but first I must ask you to earn it by way of performing a service for me.
You are about to say anything, but then remember what you heard the last time you said that word to the stone door. Instead, you just nod and allow Neptune to continue.
My trident, the symbol of my power and the strength of my people, has been stolen.
A faint mumbling can be heard through the ear half of your bubble. This event is obviously of concern to those in attendance.
It is believed that one of our allies and neighbors have taken advantage of the Mer people's kindness, and that their own king now has possession of the trident. If you can reclaim it in the name of the Mer people, I will grant you ownership of the water gem. Will you do this, King Grim?
The murmuring has stopped. All are awaiting your response.
I would be honored to reclaim your trident, Your Majesty.
My sentries will escort you to the border between our two kingdoms. You may continue to use that steed to hasten your journey. It is my best. My sincerest hopes that you do not fall victim to the Sharkies.
As you prepare yourself for this new quest, a sudden pang of apprehension seizes you. Did the king just say Sharkies, as in sharks?
It sounds like it. I was just about to say, what other king? What other kingdom? There's no one up there that would even remotely qualify as a king other than Count whatever his name is, whatever acronym of Dracula it is. But no, it's an underwater kingdom.
Like the god.
Your Majesty, is there anything you can tell me about the Sharkies?
They are large, fierce, and carnivorous.
Anything else?
They are always hungry.
Jesus.
Anything that might be of benefit?
Like something to help you live longer?
Indeed.
I do recall that they have poorer vision than we Mer people do, as they dwell in the darker waters.
So I might have a chance were I to encounter one.
You can always hope.
That was not inspiring.
Indeed. It sounds like this might be an action sequence.
Why was your trident stolen?
That is a matter of great concern to me. Should the Sharky King determine the trident's nature, he would assuredly bring about the deaths of countless Mer people.
I shall return as soon as I am able, Your Majesty.
Good luck.
As you depart the underwater kingdom, you see two guards waiting to escort you to the Sharky's realm.
This looks gorgeous.
The sentries swiftly guide you along the bottom of the seabed, descending into much darker, colder water. After keeping pace with them for what seems like an eternity, you notice a forebodingly dark area looming closer and closer. You have arrived at the border of the Sharky's kingdom. This is as far as the sentries will take you. One of the guards salutes you, then they both head back to the safety of their own waters. You're on your own from here, Graham.
Fair enough.
Those guards were sure in a big hurry to get out of here.
They were. Okay. Well, let's take a look around.
This underwater realm belongs to the Sharkies. The water drops noticeably in temperature as you progress further into it. There are bound to be sentries on patrol around here, so you remind yourself to be alert. You are currently underwater.
I wanted to look at the god rays coming from the sky. Okay. Do I need to make a map here, or am I just going across?
Fish swim around, blissfully unaware that they are in danger of being caught and consumed by Sharkies. Perhaps they instinctively know when the Sharkies are nearby and can avoid them that way.
So what, staying near fish is a good thing?
Sinewy seaweed wavers in the ocean tide.
Can I have it?
This kind of plant would not be useful to you. There is no way you could catch a fish with your bare hands. Besides, these fish aren't particularly interesting.
Can I talk to the fish?
Your speech... Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. Here, your speech becomes little more than a bubble.
Speech bubble. Cute. What is this necklace? An opal.
It is a simple but carefully woven pendant of seagrass. A shiny opal dangles from it.
So I can go down from there. I can go across to the left.
This underwater... This...
I might need to make a map here. Ah!
You glance at the shark nervously, but it does not seem to be paying you much attention, fortunately.
Is this similar to what I saw in the swamp? Where it's just randomized BS.
You glance at the shark.
Oh my god. Okay, where am I going? Ooh.
These small luminescent fish are feeding on a strange-looking plant. This dark green weed-like grass seems to have a saccharine content. Some small fish appear to be feeding on the plant. You need to get closer. You can't. You sluggishly attempt to grab some of the small fish in your palm. However, they easily evade you by zipping around your hand and through your fingers. You lean over and pick some of the grass, which grows in between the rocks.
Glow-in-the-dark seaweed.
This dark, green, weed-like grass seems to have a saccharine content.
I wish I knew what that word means. Okay, that looks terrifying. That looks fucking terrifying.
It is a formidable sharky sentry, busy patrolling his assigned route. You had better make yourself scarce, and fast.
Jesus. Can I talk to him?
They would love to talk to you, or rather about you, while you are digesting in their bellies. Unless you want to discover just how much stronger the imposing Sharky really is, you had best rethink that course of action.
Fair. At least the horsey's okay.
You saw a Sharky in the sea. He quickly made a meal of thee. If you want your life prolonged, next time don't delay so long.
Once again, cues. I didn't move forward very far there. And he saw me and went for me. Alright. I don't know if the small sharks can eat me, yes or not. If I go up there, yep, he's there. Let's get out. So far, it looks like this screen is 5 across, or this area is 5 across. Ooh.
Debris from a wrecked vessel lies strewn and half buried on the seabed. Seeing no remains of the crew, you wonder if they were eaten before or after they drowned.
That wouldn't be our ship, would it?
Debris. This.
I hope not.
Debris. You need to get. Examining the heavily waterlogged remnants of the vessel, you notice an old antique bottle, half buried in the sand. With great difficulty, you lean over in your saddle and manage to scoop it up.
Is there a cloth inside?
You don't find anything of value or interest within the wreckage. It is a clear bottle with a cork at the end. Inside, you can see a large piece of cloth, which has been meticulously folded up. You remove the cloth from the bottle. It is a clear, empty bottle. It is a large sheet of cloth. Dink, dink, dink. It has a silky texture.
Dink. Okay, anything over here?
This underwater realm. This.
There's a similar opening on the far side, and I thought maybe that's... we can go in there perhaps. I don't know. Alright, so there's one Sharky in the middle on the top row. What if I go down a bit? Can the normal sharks kill me? Don't know. Okay, you're a problem. You're in the middle on the third row. That seems pretty consistent. So you know what? I think I will draw a map very quickly. One sec. Okay, I've actually lost track of where I am. So I believe I'm hitting a wall here.
This is the main entrance to the Sharky's fortress. Judging by the looks of things, simply entering and grabbing the trident will not be as easy as you'd hoped. You get the feeling you should not dally here for any length of time.
I agree. Let's get out. We've got more places to explore. Anything here?
This.
No. Okay, that looks sus. You look deadly. So if I go down from here, that should also lead me back to the Sharky. If I go up here, that should be safe. That's what I was expecting, so let's go down to the right. Nothing there. Let's go to the right again, twice more. Ah! Jesus Christ. Okay, I've got a problem now. How do I get through here? Can I go down? Is down safe? Down is safe. Okay, if I go up, I should run into the Sharky again. Right, so far this is all lining up pretty well. And the last room I think I need to explore is directly up. Yep, okay. So this here is what I quickly sketched up while I was doing this. I will reproduce it here like so, and we'll check out what's on the bottom left. Right, so where am I going? Go two to the left. And just speed this up a bit because I'm going way too slow for my liking. We've got a Sharky directly to the left of us, so I need to go around it. And then if I go south here, there is a path to the left, which I have not traversed.
This underwater realm belongs to the...
No comments on that. Okay. What do we have through here?
This You can't be sure, but there seems to be something odd about this fish's swimming patterns.
Such as the fact that it just wall clipped through that thing? Yeah, I see that, buddy.
The western wall is but an illusion. You easily pass through it into a series of caves and tunnels on the other side. It's pitch black in here. You cannot see a thing. You'll need to find some sort of light source before you are able to proceed. It's pitch black in here. You cannot see a thing. You'll need to find some sort of light source before you are able to proceed.
What about this plant that I picked up?
You chew on the end of the grass. It tastes sweet. You chew on the end of the
Will it make me glow in the dark?
It's pitch black. It's
The
fish.
Okay, my immediate thought is maybe I can capture some of the glow-in-the-dark fish. Using the bottle, perhaps. Maybe I can put the plants inside the bottle?
You stuff the sugary grass into the empty bottle and push it all the way to the bottom.
Here we go. Let me go back to find those glow-in-the-dark fish. So, according to the map... Actually, I've made a mistake on the map. There are two sharkies directly to the north here. I cannot go into that screen. Got to go around to the right, and then I can go up. In fact, if I go up one more, that should be it. No, one more. I can't count, chat. Okay, can I capture these fish?
You place the baited bottle on the seabed, close to the luminescent fish. A few of the glowing fish are now swimming around inside the bottle.
Beautiful.
The bottle now has some glowing fish inside it.
How do we keep them inside there?
You take the bottle.
Or are we just going to magically assume that they stay in there? That icon, though.
It is a clear bottle. Inside, you see some glowing fish. They're bright and pretty. They're also pretty bright.
Sierra would be proud, AGD. Really. Right, if I go across now. Down. Back into this little entrance. I should now be able to go to the left without being eaten by a grue. Oh god. Okay, well this is terrifying.
You cannot see very far ahead of you in this tunnel. With any luck, you won't become hopelessly lost in here.
Is this another maze? Oh Jesus. We could be here a while. Okay, I think that's straight left or right. Trying to go down, but I'm only going to the left. Okay. Making another map very quickly. I appear to be able to go up and to the left. Oh god, no, don't do that. King Graham, do not do that. Do not reverse directions. Do not do that unless this is a linear path.
You can't use donk.
Cues. Please be a linear path. So far it's linear.
A large opaque shell seemingly blocks a tunnel to the north. Whatever lies in that direction must be very important.
How do we get in there?
You need to move closer to the door to try that. You can't budge the shell. Either it opens from the other side or it's just plain stuck. Luckily, there's no secret password required to open this door. It is just very big and very heavy looking. The shell door...
There's got to be a way inside.
You slide your blade through a small gap in the door and pull with all your might. It is difficult handling your weapon underwater, and you realize that combat will not be an option. So if it ever comes to that, you're in big trouble. As you open the door, ample light floods into the underwater cave, and you are now able to make your way around without the glowing fish.
Nice. Given the way we murdered enemies in the first game, I don't think the sword is going to help regardless whether we're underwater or on dry land.
You remount the seahorse.
If I go back this way, is everything well lit?
The light emanating through the open doorway behind you dimly illuminates the entire tunnel system.
I want to go back this way just because I've got a horrible feeling there's going to be something on the ground that we can grab that might come in handy. Or maybe this is nothing and I'm supposed to go through the shell and then come back out through here. Yeah, fortunately this all looks one way.
This sinister underwater cave is dimly illuminated by a light at the end of the tunnel.
Said by everyone as they're dying. Was there anything on the first screen? If not, I'll load. Alright.
The shell door has lowered. The tunnel beyond beckons. You think it wise to dismount before proceeding any further.
I'm not sure why, but okay, I trust your judgments.
Oh no, the seahorse has followed you. Let's hope it doesn't give your presence away. You are safely concealed behind the remnants of a stone archway. This is fortunate, as the king of the Sharkies is also here. Aside from his menacing appearance, he also seems to be in a very bad mood.
I do not understand it. It should work for me. Is it not written that Trident's power can only be wielded by those of goodwill? Well, is it not?
The king's aides nod fervently.
And do I not possess the greatest will in this kingdom? No one can best me in battle. My resolve is unshakable. No amount of bleeding can dissuade me from slaughtering my enemies. Does this not signify that my will is the best there is?
The Sharky King's aides seem all too willing to agree.
Then why does it not work?
You watch carefully as the Sharky King taps 4 shells in order around the arch.
Okay, I'm just trying to come up with a number order 3116.
It matters not. Tomorrow we invade the Mer people's territory. For without the Trident's power, that old fool Neptune and his weakling followers will fall before our might. Goodwill. Ha! Mine is superior to all.
As he leaves, the Sharky King motions for his guards to remain.
Damn it. 2 guards remain. That is a problem. Okay, so the trident is in there, but we can't get there very easily. Although Neptune did mention that they are hard of sight, or they've got poor eyesight, so maybe we can get there without being seen.
The Sharky guards are menacing in appearance, and you imagine they could do you a fair amount of damage if they were so inclined, and you believe they are. This throne room is cluttered with the remnants of countless pillagings and plunderings. It reminds you of an underwater pirate's lair. It's obvious that the Sharky King clearly wishes to express his love of war to all his guests, aides, and victims.
Yeah, this place looks great.
The remains of human bones litter the throne room. Your stomach churns as you realize they probably belong to the crew of the sunken vessel that you searched earlier.
Once again, was that our boat?
The ruins of once grand stone arches lie half submerged in the sand. The remains of human this throne. Two formidable Sharkies are guarding the treasury. The throne is not actually a seat, since the Sharky King would not sit in it as such.
Neither would Neptune.
Your trusty seahorse waits for you nearby. There is a door on the right side of the throne room. Shells surround its arch, and the door is currently closed. This must be the Sharky King's treasury. It would seem that all attempts at decorating have had the sole aim of enticing the citizens to take up arms. The Sharky...
Alright, I think that's as much as we're getting out of this room. I can mount the seahorse.
Having an idea, you approach your somewhat reluctant steed and slap him hard on the back.
Can I load that?
Look at him go. The guards are momentarily distracted. Now is your chance.
I need to talk to the guards first. Although, let's just watch this and see how it plays out. How long is momentarily distracted?
The guards have noticed you.
Not long.
You had a window of opportunity, but you tossed the latter out of the former.
I'll just walk out there. Or swim out there, I should say.
The guards have no... Did you expect to just float by unnoticed? There are some intelligent guards out there.
If you're a guard, I'm sorry.
They would love to talk to you, or rather about you, while you are digesting in their bellies.
We've seen that.
Unless you want to discover just how much stronger the imposing Sharky really is, you had best rethink that course of action.
Can I talk to my horsey?
A seahorse whisperer, you are not.
Alright.
Having an idea, you approach your somewhat reluctant steed and slap him hard on the back.
Let's see if we can break in here. But I've got to be quick.
Look at him go. The guards are momentarily distracted. Now is your chance.
So this one. Hurry the hell up, please. Oh, God.
You push on the shell. It moves back slightly into the wall.
Is that randomized every time? Also, what the hell does skip mean? I assume the only thing we can grab here is the tridents. If we try grabbing anything else, it's going to end in death.
Despite yourself, you cannot help but marvel at the treasure. It must have been collected or stolen over many years, and as such, there are coins and jewels originating from all over the world. Shells line the archway of the treasury door. Apparently, they act as a disguised security measure, preventing access from those who do not know the correct order in which to push them.
Yeah, I was paying attention, chat. Ah!
The sight of all that treasure was too much a temptation for your greedy eyes. At least you didn't have to look at it for long.
Touche.
The sight of all that treasure
Yeah,
was
we
too
need to
much.
grab the tridents and swim.
Without delay, you snatch up the trident before the guards return to their posts. It appears as if the guards are losing interest in the seahorse. You had better get out of here quickly.
Go, go, go.
Oh no, the seahorse has followed you all the way back to the secret entrance. The guards are sure to discover you now. You remount the seahorse.
Go, dude.
Your seahorse glides onward, flicking its little tail faster than ever. You grip the reins tightly, glancing nervously over your shoulder every so often to check for pursuing sentries. As you make distance, your anxiety melts into relief. But it is to be short-lived.
Shiz. The following is a short arcade sequence. Okay, we gotta do it. What am I doing? Am I avoiding the rocks? I guess so. This is almost as bad as the Sierra arcade sequences. I say almost because honestly the one in Space Quest 3 at the end of the game was pretty great back in the day. I assume I can only get hit 3 times and I've been hit twice. Right click does nothing in case you're wondering. But I'm playing it because I assume it's worth points.
Finally, you see the light at the end of the tunnel. You quickly make a dash for the exit.
That's the fortress entrance, I assume? No, illusory wall.
As you emerge, you realize you have only seconds before the guards come out after you. And even if you could outrun them, you're sure the commotion would attract the sentry's attention. Then you'd be in real trouble.
Neptune's guards, hopefully.
Suddenly, you hear a strange voice in your head.
He of noble and goodwill, royal trident thou may wield.
Are we about to electrocute these fuckers? Because if so, that does not seem safe.
Attempting to discover the meaning of threefold pain? Attempting to You had the means to protect yourself. Perhaps you did not consider yourself worthy?
What do I do with this thing? Aha!
You wonder what that did, if anything at all.
Collapsed the tunnel.
Oh.
We're not going back that way.
It appears to be
We didn't get points for that though, so I do wonder if that is the correct approach. I can already tell this game's going to be about 10 hours long for my recording, so I might take a quick peek at a walkthrough just to make sure that that's the correct solution once I'm through with this little section. They've departed.
The gates are now securely locked, and the sentries are gone from their posts. The Sharky King must have sent every guard at his disposal to find the missing trident. The gates are locked securely from the inside. You can't open them. Besides, why would you want to go back in there?
There.
Nothing happened. You can't.
Okay, if I go right, this area is safe, but there was a Sharky directly to the right here. Is it still here? And if so, can I murder it?
The power of the trident has turned the Sharky sentry into a harmless little fish.
Is there any reason to take out the other 4? Or other 3, actually. Look at my map. There's one up here. I mean, I haven't been able to murder anything just yet, but this is the next best alternative.
You can't use...
There is one more up here.
You can't...
And I think I've killed enough dudes now. I can now go to the right and leave. Not that way.
The trident guides you back to Neptune's realm.
What, like ray of light, shadow of the Colossus sort of thing? I thought the sentries might have been waiting here to greet us. I found your pitchfork, dude.
You approach the king. He smiles and graciously accepts his trident from you. Then he calls everyone to attention.
To commemorate the return of my trident, and to honor King Graham's success, I hereby call for a celebration.
The celebration lasts for some time. You eat,
How?
drink, and have a merry time with many of the mer people. After a few hours, the festivities wind down, and you finally have a chance to speak with Neptune alone.
How can we eat and drink underwater? Speaking barely works, for Christ's sakes.
The gems of nature represent the 3 stages of life. Water gives birth to life, and thus what I have given you is the first of 3. Second is the growth gem, or air gem, for air sustains life and permits it to grow.
How might I find the growth gem?
I know only that its location is as far above the surface of the land as we are below it. Beyond that, I cannot aid you.
A smirk crosses Neptune's face momentarily.
You might say that air is not exactly my element.
You decide that the beverages consumed were to blame for that one.
And the 3rd gem, Your Majesty?
Third is the death gem, the completion of life and the natural order of things. The Door of Destiny understands this now, as did the ancients who imprisoned the soul within. As for that gem's location, I had hoped you would have no business venturing to the castle. Colima was once ruled from that place, but sadly her people have not seen their lord for quite some time. But if you please, I would prefer not to dwell upon this subject. You have done me a great service this day, and I thank you. Good luck, King Graham, and good speed.
8 points. He knows about the castle, but he said air is not his element.
You depart the underwater kingdom and head back towards the surface. What an incredible experience. You are certain you will never forget the adventure you just had. Additionally, you have acquired one of the gems. As you resurface, you realize that the magic which allowed you to breathe underwater has now subsided.
That was much more interesting than just going down there, waving the tridents in front of Neptune, and then grabbing the key and leaving. They turned that into a whole little section, which, honestly, it's not great, but it was much more interesting and much more fleshed out than the original. That's the sort of change that I think I like. Alright, this gem.
It is a slightly luminescent blue stone about the size of your palm.
I mentioned I would do it, so I'm just taking a look right now at a walkthrough, just to see if there's anything that I missed regarding the escape from the tunnel. I collapsed the tunnel. I believe that's the correct answer. Let me check. Okay, looking at a walkthrough, I don't believe it's the official one from AGD. I don't appear to have missed anything. So the question is, do I now need to plug the gem into the door to activate the next trigger, or does it activate naturally?
You attempt to open the door but find it is locked.
Nothing's changed there. I'll make a save before I cross the bridge. And then what I'll do is plug the gem into the door, then see if anything changes on the map. Then I'll load and see if that change exists without me plugging the gem into the door. I say that having just crossed the bridge. Jesus Christ. What is wrong with me? I'm so unhappy, chat. Alright, so let's do that.
You would prefer not to place the gems of nature into the door until you have collected all 3 of them.
Or not.
The door of destiny now. The door.
Well, I guess that makes it easy, doesn't it? And I assume that means that this bridge is not going to collapse until maybe the very last moment, if at all.